What's up, everybody? Today we're checking out Poland's Elite Special Forces JW GROM. We're watching more videos about the GROM. I checked one out recently and I wanted to know more about them because I don't really know that much about them. This is by a channel called The Spy Network. I will leave a link down below to the OG video. Make sure you get over there, give it a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really, really important that you do that. I've worked with the Polish military before. But I don't know what unit they were a part of. Like, it could have very easily been the GROM. But we weren't like sitting down and chilling and chatting with them. We were just on the field with them. Do you know what I mean? So I don't necessarily know where they were from. It was when we were doing pre-deployment training with 4-5 Commando before Herrick 14 up in Scotland. That's what it was. And so it would be interesting to know who it was that I was actually working with. But yeah, who knows? Before we get started though, 10% off for Chug, the best drinking vessel in the world. Check these things out if you want to look like an absolute legend while you're drinking your drink. I mean, come on. With the rope handle, the handmade. These are handmade here in the UK by a small business. The owner's fantastic. Check it out. Also, if you haven't already, Morale, my new business. We are so close to the Kickstarter. If you want to be part of this incredible movement, I'm actually going to be filming the Kickstarter video today, and I'm really, really excited to get that done. If you haven't already, check out the links down below. Get yourself involved. Highly recommend you do it. Other than that, let's shut up, let's pull this up, and let's learn more about the GROM.
JW GROM, Poland's premier special forces unit, was established on July 13th, 1990.
Oh, relatively new then. Relatively new.
Fall of communism in Poland. Its formation was influenced by existing special forces from NATO countries.
Classic.
Particularly the United States and the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Many of the initial instructors within JW GROM received training from these elite units.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of places, they form special forces because of the Brits. The Brits started it off, didn't they? Let's be honest.
Setting the foundation for the high standards and capabilities that GROM would become known for.
Yeah.
Initially, JW GROM's existence was shrouded in secrecy. It wasn't until 1992 that the unit was first reported to the press, and it only became widely known to the public in 1994.
Interesting.
After its first major operation in Haiti. This marked the beginning of GROM's public recognition as an elite force. Throughout its history, JW GROM has been involved in several significant global military operations.
Okay.
In the early 2000s, the unit played a pivotal role in the invasion of Iraq, where it worked alongside U.S. Navy SEALs and British Royal Marines.
Yeah, boys. Maybe it was then the lads that I was working with in Afghan, but in Scotland for pre-deployment for Afghan. Maybe that were the lads. But I didn't have time to sit down and have a conversation with them and find out who they were and who they were working for. Blah blah blah. I just knew they were Polish military, so it could have been GROM. Who knows, right?
They were instrumental in several key operations, including the seizure of strategic oil terminals and hydroelectric dams, showcasing their prowess and earning them respect on the international stage.
Nice.
The organizational structure of JW GROM has also evolved. Initially under the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the unit's command was transferred to the Minister of National Defense in 1999.
Yeah.
Since 2007, it has been under the command of the Commander of Polish Special Forces, aligning it more closely with the military.
So they are relatively new, which is quite interesting. 1992, so you're talking 32 years ago, 33 years ago. So they're not that. Yeah, they're not that old, are they? To be honest with you, so it makes you wonder. They must be heavily working with the Brits and the US to get their tactics right up to scratch with special forces. To be able to name yourself special forces, you've got to be incredibly good. I have no doubt these people are phenomenal soldiers, but they must have had to do a lot of training. They must have had to get in some SF from both the US and the UK into Poland to train them.
Poland's elite special forces unit has a selection and training process that's incredibly demanding.
I'm sure.
Both physically and mentally. To even get a shot at becoming a GROM operator, candidates must first pass a grueling physical fitness exam. This exam includes a variety of tests.
Okay, let's hear it.
Pull-ups, push-ups, shuttle runs, and endurance runs.
It's probably not far off what we had to do in the Royal Marines. So a lot of people, you know, because I was in the Royal Marines, in America, it's very easy to associate the Royal Marines as just Marines, right? But the truth is, the Royal Marines fitness to get into it is incredibly difficult. In fact, they have been told that lads who pass out of training in the Royal Marines are fit enough easily to go straight into Special Forces. The problem is you've got 32 weeks of training that deteriorates your body in the most likely scenarios you're going to get injured, and you need the experience to go SF. And so you don't necessarily go SF, but the training in the Royal Marines is incredible. That's why they say it's the hardest basic military training in the world. And it gets to a cap, right? SF fitness is probably, and I'm only saying probably because I haven't done it, but from what I've heard, it's pretty much the same as your fitness when you leave the Royal Marines. Again, the problem is you got to have the mentality for it. You got to be a certain character for it. Like, your personality has to fit. Like, you can't be someone who doesn't align with their ethos, and they can see that. These are all of the things that don't come into effect, but the fitness side of it, once you get to that level, it's pretty much the same across the board.
No room for error here. Failing to meet the minimum standards means an immediate end to the candidate's journey. But physical strength alone isn't enough.
Exactly.
The next hurdle is the psychological examination.
Yep.
This stage probes deep into the candidate's mental resilience and toughness. They face a series of psychological tests and interviews designed to assess their ability to handle extreme stress and adversity.
Yep.
For those who make it through, the final challenge awaits in the mountains. This isn't just a test of physical endurance, it's a trial by fire for mental fortitude. Candidates face unpredictable and challenging scenarios, designed to push them to their limits and beyond. It's a test of their adaptability, decision-making skills, and ability to remain calm under pressure.
I wonder if you can go straight into it, or whether you have to be in the military and then apply for it like here in the UK.
Training for those who successfully pass the selection process is just as intense. It's divided into 3 phases: green, blue, and black. Each phase is tailored to different aspects of warfare and special operations. The green phase covers basic special operations skills like reconnaissance and sabotage. The blue phase shifts focus to maritime and naval operations, including diving and naval sabotage. The black phase is the most advanced, encompassing skills needed for high-risk operations like hostage rescue and VIP protection.
Yeah.
Throughout this training, candidates are subjected to extreme conditions to test their endurance and mental toughness. They undergo intensive physical training, survival exercises, and are even exposed to situations like malnutrition and extreme cold.
Yeah, my presumption is they probably do survival training like we did in the Royal Marines. They probably do some sort of escape and evasion. They probably do some sort of Arctic training like they do in the Royal Marines as well when they go up to Norway. They probably do all them. They probably tick all them boxes. The difference with SF, though, is that level of mentality. That's the big difference. And a lot of lads who are in the military will agree with me with that. Where, again, you get to a certain fitness, you're good. Your skills as a soldier, if you're in the Royal Marines, if you're in the US Marines, your skills as a soldier are phenomenal. It's just turning it up that little notch and getting them extra little bit of skills that you didn't know, right? It's learning the SOPs of the lads next to you, the SOPs of the SF, and then it's having the right mental attitude to be able to do it.
This is to ensure that GROM operators can withstand the toughest conditions and remain operational.
Yeah.
The organizational structure of JW GROM is both complex and dynamic, reflecting its versatile operational capabilities.
Okay.
JW GROM is under the command of the Commander of Polish Special Forces since 2007. Before this, it was subordinate to the Ministry of Internal Affairs and later to the Minister of National Defense.
Interesting.
This change aligns JW GROM more closely with military operations, rather than internal security functions. The unit is known for its versatility and specialization. Within JW GROM, there are operatives with various specializations such as snipers, medics, and demolitions experts.
Yeah, you're going to get specialization. That's super important. There are obviously certain things that are incredibly niche where they'll end up getting someone else to do it. You see this with SF. You'll see medics attached to SF, right? And obviously SAS, SBS, all that lot, they have a certain understanding of medical help. Like if you've got something wrong with you, they know what to do. But having a specific doc on hand is incredibly important. They're not going to have it on them all the time. It happens to us in the Royal Marines. You get Royal Marines who can train as a doc on the field, but you also get Navy people in who do it for you, and you get other personnel in to do it as well, depending on how many people you've got in your troop. So yeah, you can specialize like they do in the Royal Marines. Specialize, especially you can be an engineer, you can be a driver, you can be a medic, you can be a cook, you can be, and you know what I mean? Like there's loads of things you can be. But for the most part with special forces is if it's not incredibly important to what the job they're doing, they're going to get other people to do it.
Each member undergoes rigorous training, making them capable of performing a wide range of tasks. This versatility ensures that the unit can adapt to various operational needs, whether in direct combat, reconnaissance, or specialized tasks like counterterrorism.
Yeah.
JW GROM operators are trained to work in small, highly skilled teams, often comprising 4 soldiers. These teams are designed to be adaptable, with each member capable of assuming the responsibilities of their colleagues if necessary. This approach underscores the emphasis on flexibility and cross-training within the unit.
Yeah.
Collaboration with other military units, both Polish and international, is a key aspect of JW GROM's operations. The unit has cooperated closely with similar units from NATO countries, including training and joint operations. This international cooperation extends to working with units like the U.S. Delta Force, British SAS, and even participating in joint exercises and missions such as those in Haiti and Iraq. This unit is equipped with a diverse array of weaponry and tactical gear.
Yeah, let me know. Let me hear what weapons they're using. That would be really, really interesting. Obviously, they've got specialized, right? Snipes, all that stuff. I want to know what their standard issue is. But they're SF, I don't even know what I'm saying. They're SF. They're going to get hold of whatever they want to get a hold of, aren't they, at the end of the day?
Tailored to suit a wide range of missions, the unit's arsenal includes a variety of firearms, each chosen for its reliability and performance in demanding situations.
Yeah.
The standard weaponry of JW GROM comprises several high-performance firearms, including the Heckler & Koch HK416 and Colt M4A1 assault rifles,
Yeah.
which have largely replaced the older Beryl 1996 models. For close-quarter combat and personal defense, they employ submachine guns like the Heckler & Koch MP5 and the FNP90.
The FNP90 is such a cool weapon. It's disappearing now, isn't it? It's such a cool weapon. Look at it. Isn't that sick? It looks like some out of Halo. But the truth is, it's disappearing.
Sniper capabilities are enhanced with precision rifles, such as the Barrett M107 and M82 anti-material rifles,
Yeah.
and the Accuracy International AWM sniper rifle. The unit...
The truth is, they probably also have like sharpshooters, like the one I shot in the Roma is like the L29 or whatever it's called. They probably have that as well. They probably have more weapons than you can even think of.
It is also equipped with a range of pistols for sidearm use,
Yeah.
including the Glock 17 and Heckler & Koch USP. In addition to firearms, JW GROM operators are trained and equipped for various operational contexts. For example, their training includes specialized tactics for maritime and urban environments. They are adept in underwater operations, using diving gear and underwater navigation equipment. For urban counterterrorism missions, they are equipped with gear suitable for close-quarters battle, or CQB and room-clearing operations.
I feel like this is saying a lot, but not saying much at the same time. Does that make sense, this video?
JW GROM's equipment has evolved over the years, incorporating advanced technology and adapting to the changing nature of warfare.
Yeah.
Their gear includes advanced optics and night vision equipment, tactical body
They're saying a lot of stuff that is nothing.
armor, helmets with communication systems, and a variety of surveillance and reconnaissance tools.
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
The versatility of JW GROM's equipment and training ensures that the unit remains effective.
To be fair, this video isn't probably targeting someone like me or maybe people watching this who know a lot about military stuff already, right? It's probably just targeting people who have no idea what they're doing whatsoever.
In a broad spectrum of missions, ranging from counterterrorism to special reconnaissance and direct action operations. This adaptability, combined with continuous training and collaboration with other elite units, maintains their status as a premier special operations force.
Yeah, we get it.
JW GROM has been involved in several significant operations that
Yeah, give me some history. Give me some actual missions that we're involved in.
have shaped its reputation as an elite special forces unit. One of their early notable operations was in Haiti in 1994.
Okay, this is the one that you said at
Operation
the start.
Uphold Democracy. Here, GROM played a crucial role in military operations, working alongside U.S. Special Forces. This operation was significant as it marked one of GROM's first international deployments and showcased their capability to operate in diverse environments.
Yeah, so this was, I think they were saying earlier, this is like the mission that really put them out into the public. We've seen that before with other special forces where they're behind the SAS, for instance. You're behind the scenes for so long, and then a big event happens where the SF get involved, and everyone's like, who the hell are them guys? And then they have to come public with who they are. And so that happens quite often.
In the Balkans, during the late 1990s and early 2000s, GROM was actively involved in apprehending war criminals. This included the arrest of Slavko Dokmanovic, known as the Butcher of Vukovar,
Interesting.
during Operation Little Flower. Their operations in the Balkans, which also included missions in Slovenia and Kosovo, were critical in establishing GROM's role in international peacekeeping and counter-terrorism efforts.
Okay.
One of GROM's most high-profile involvements was during the invasion of Iraq in 2003, particularly the Battle of Qasr.
The Battle of Qasr? I actually don't know anything about that one. Do I?
On March 20th, 2003, GROM formed a part of the Naval Special Operations Task Group alongside U.S. Navy SEALs and British
The Royal Marines. That's why I knew. That's why I was trying to think of it, because it was saying earlier that at the very start of the video that they worked with the Royal Marines in Iraq, and I'm thinking, do I know about that one? Obviously, this is way before my time as a Royal Marine, right? Like, I was still in school in 2003. In fact, that was the year I went from primary school to high school, so I was like 12, 13 years old. But I'm trying to think, do I know much about that? I'm trying to think who was involved. What was it called again? Battle of Qasr. What I'm trying to put together is who was actually in Iraq with the Royal Marines at that point. Was it 4-5 Commando? Let's have a look. Battle of oh, it's 2 M's. Qasr. Let's see what if we know what Royal Marine unit it was. It just says 3 Commando Brigade. It's not going to tell us, is it? 14 killed. I don't know, 30 to 40 killed with... Oh, no, that's on the Iraq side. Okay, so on our side, it was 14 killed. Yeah, it doesn't say who was out there. It just says 3 Commando Brigade. The Royal Artillery was also out there. Don't forget them. Got to give them a shout out as well. 2 Harriers were out there. I'm just kind of like blasting through it. 4-2 Commando. It was 4-2 Commando. Marine Expedition Force within the next 2 days. So we decided to relieve the unit, and that 4-2 Commando would take... Oh, no, so it wasn't 4-2 Commando. 4-2 took over. Interesting. So it was probably 40 or 4-5 then. I need to know who is involved in this. I'm going to do some more digging. Give me a second, guys. Let me see if there's anything on here. What Royal Marines took part in the Battle of Qasr? Are we going to find out? Just says 3 Commando Brigade. Elements of 40 and 4-2. Interesting, okay. With the support of Royal Navy vessels. So 4-5 wasn't even... I mean, my presumption is, like, it keeps breaking between all of them, and it's generalizing by saying 3 Commando Brigades. So it could have been a mix of anything. For those of you who don't know, I was in 4-5 Commando for a little bit. I was attached to FPGRM, although I think that's now called, like, 4-3 Commando. I think they changed the name of it after I left. I was attached to 40 Commando, and then it was out on Herrick 12 as BCR, but never actually got sent out. And then I was part of CLR as well.
On March 20th, 2003, GROM formed a part of the Naval Special Operations Task Group alongside U.S. Navy SEALs and British Royal Marines.
Must have been
Played a
40.
vital role in securing key strategic locations, such as the Kayat oil terminals and the Mukatayen hydroelectric dam. Their effectiveness...
Yes! The dam. Wasn't that... Oh, there was a documentary with the Royal Marines at the dam. I'm almost sure of it. Oh, that might... I think I might be thinking of Commando on the Front Line. I got the DVD up here somewhere. Is that where they are? I thought they were in Afghan. I gotta find this out, because if that's the case, in Commando on the Front Line, where were the lads who were deployed? Do you know what? Oh, no. They were on up Herrick in Helmand. Never mind. maybe it was something else I was thinking about. There's something that I was thinking of, a documentary or something where they were at a dam. And I'm passing my memory back to for those of you who don't know, I signed up to the Royal Marines when I was 15 and 9 months. It's the day, I signed up on the day you can sign up, okay? I didn't actually go into training until I was 16. But from the ages of 14 through till 16 when I went into training, I was obsessed. There wasn't much footage online of the Royal Marines, right? But the footage that was there, I was obsessed with. And when Commando on the Front Line came out, I watched it like on repeat all the time. And I remember seeing some footage of the lads at a dam. And someone might be able to quote me on this. It probably was Helmand, but maybe it was a different bit of footage I saw.
Their effectiveness in these operations further cemented their reputation as a capable Tier 1 counterterrorism unit. Following the invasion of Iraq, GROM operators formed the core of Task Unit Thunder, part of the combined Joint Special Operations Task Force, Arabian Peninsula. They worked in conjunction with other elite units like the U.S. Navy SEALs, conducting raids and counter-sniper missions in Baghdad.
Yeah.
In Afghanistan, GROM has been present since 2002, engaging in direct action against the Taliban and conducting numerous hostage rescue operations. Their continuous presence in Afghanistan highlights their adaptability and sustained effectiveness in counter-terrorism and unconventional warfare.
Yeah, decent video. I feel like it said a lot of stuff that was, I don't want to say fluff, but there's a lot of stuff that didn't need to be said. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to search real quick. Battle of Qasr Royal Marines. And I know this is not part of the GROM, but I'm just intrigued. There's bits of footage, but it's so old. I'd have to pass through it. You're looking at years and years old, but I used to watch this stuff when I was getting ready for the Royal Marines, and I was obsessed with it. It does make me wonder if the lads I work with 4-5 Commando were GROM. It does really make me... I'm going to Google that as well. Polish forces and 4-5 Commando pre-deployment training. Because I've got a funny story about it. I got a really funny story about it. Let's have a look. It was back in... When was it? It was 2010? 2010? When was Herrick 14? 2010? I think it was 2010. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It could have been the GROM that I worked with, but at the same time, you just don't know, do you? It's been too long, and I just don't know. I just don't know. And it was years ago, over a decade ago. But it would have been interesting to know who they were. If anyone has any information on that would be amazing. But yeah, really good video. I mean, there was a lot of fluff in there, but at the end of the day, we kind of came to the conclusion. There was a bit of information there, but we kind of came to the conclusion of a few things. One, they're a relatively new Special Forces unit, which is really, really cool. They use the majority of the weapons that a lot of other people use, apart from nobody uses the P90 anymore, and I'd be very surprised if the GROM even use the P90 anymore. They went public in 1994, which is very interesting, but they were founded in 1992, which means there was a grace period there where they were undercover, kind of like how the SAS had to come out in public after they did a public scenario, basically. And then, yeah, they worked in Iraq, Afghan, all the usual places. Interesting video. I want to know more. I want to know more about the history. I want to know more about how they formed it, which we probably don't know. I want to know more about who trained them. I want to know more about specifically that battle because the Royal Marines were involved with it. For some reason, it just kind of rung a bell in a way in my head. So yeah, very interesting video. Anyway, before you leave, 10% off Chug, link down below. If you haven't already checked them out, please do. And also go check out my new business, Morale. If you want to get involved, if you love the outdoors like me, go and do it. Until next time, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.